thing of beauty.
That's what I always had been saying, that I used to always tell you. Well, it's the business, it's show business and the business of show. Remember how I used to just say that to you all the time back when we first met?
Yeah,
And,
I do remember when you used to say that.
the time I first started writing.
I hope you don't mind. Maybe you've already heard about it, but I actually used that line and wrote a song.
I didn't realize that. Well, good. I'm glad that you were able to use that saying and put
it
to
worked
good
great.
use.
Worked great. I haven't gotten around to giving you any credit yet for that, but it's still, I'm still tweaking it, so who knows? Maybe, right now I haven't really come up with anything other than that one line that you contributed, so I'm trying to work out the percentages.
Whatever. I trust you, Verlon, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so maybe I'll make up for the percentages on the Caterpillar Pickers deal. It'll all come out in the wash, so to speak. Jim, I went to Nashville 40 years ago from Oklahoma. I walked away from rock and roll to get a honky-tonk diploma. I was hungry, young and hungry. I was looking for an offer. And Miss Loretta Lynn, she took me in, that sweet coal miner's daughter. Yeah. I should tell you all this because, everybody's aware we just lost Miss Loretta, but she did give me my very first job as a actual paid staff songwriter for Coal Miners Music, and I wrote there for about a year, and she never did do one of my songs. And one day I asked her about it, and she said, "Well, Verlon, honey, I'm writing all of my own hits. I don't really need your song." She said, I think probably, because you're basically a tax write-off to me right now. And I said, "Well, Loretta, I need to get some action, so I may have to move. It's hard because I love you, but I may have to make a decision to go somewhere else." And she said, "Honey, I think you should." She said, "I think you ought to meet some. I want you to meet some guys by the name of Waylon Holyfield and Harlan Howard, and those guys could help you." So, you know what Loretta did? She actually, I left her company, but she kept paying me for several months until I was sure I got my contract set up with my new publishing company. She didn't want me to be out on the street, and that's the kind of girl she was. Yeah, but she never did do one of my songs. And one day she said, "Now, darling," she said, "you should hang around with guys like Holyfield and Harlan." Holyfield wrote, "Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?" That was just one of the many hits that he had. And Harlan, I'm talking about Harlan Howard, he wrote all the hits that Waylon didn't write. So that's what, and Loretta sat me down that day and she said, "You should hang around with guys like Holyfield and Harlan." She said they go to lunch and they smoke a cigar and they might drink a glass of brandy. She said they write big hits and they leave big tips and spend their evenings with their families. Oh, but I'm glad she didn't tell me just how far I had me go. In this show we call the business, in this business we call show. So then it was, so I played at the Hickory Holler Mall, and I played at Union Station, and I learned to do a pretty good Johnny Cash impersonation. And then one night he walked out of the back. It was him and Miss June Carter. I had just been impersonating Johnny Cash, and the side door, the little private dining room opened up, and the man himself walked out with June Carter. He had heard my impersonation, and he come walking through the crowd, and he walked right up to me, right in front of me. The mic was on, everybody could hear, and he said, "Son, I've heard better, but I ain't heard nobody try no harder." And then one night he walked out of the back. It was him and Miss June Carter. And he said, "Son, I have heard better, yeah, but not one who tries harder." I told everyone I know. I said, "Man, I'm in the show we call the business. It's a business we call show." And then it was Waylon that introduced me to Mr. Jimmy Gilmer of the Fireballs. Y'all may know that name too. Jimmy Gilmer did a little tune called "There's a Crazy Little Shack Beyond the Track." That's a little high for me, but Sugar Shack is what he did. Well, it was Waylon that introduced me to Mr. Jimmy Gilmer of the Fireballs, and together they convinced me. What did I do? I changed keys. And together they convinced me that I could do it all. Yes, but later it would come to pass I just could not play that part, 'cause I could not kiss nobody's ass to get my records on the chart. She kept on waiting, she kept listening by the radio. I said, "Mama, it's just a show we call the business, man. It's just a business we call show." So here's to all my music brothers, Jim Lauderdale, my music sisters too. Here at home and on the road, this one goes out to you. And when the print gets fine on the bottom line, don't you give away your soul. This show we call the business, to this business we call show. It's just a show we call the business. It's just a business we